So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
Now, Pat, we're going to get you to teach us how to open wax-sealed beers for the first time, because I am terrible at this.
Yep.
I damn near cut myself. I use a knife, and it doesn't work so well.
Yeah.
So, for the kids at home watching,
So the wax, I mean, first and foremost, the wax is there, and
what's the purpose of the wax?
any brewery that tells you otherwise, the wax is there to make it look pretty. That's
aesthetics,
first and
right?
foremost. It's aesthetics. It's what we want to make sure that, you know, the work that we put into this product is portrayed in the actual bottle that's holding.
Right.
The other idea of this is the caps that we use are oxygen scavenging to a point. So any oxygen that is potentially within this bottle, let's say it wasn't packaged perfectly, there's some oxygen above the beer line in between the cap, it will actually scavenge that and it will remove it from the product. But it's only to an extent, because there's always a point where these caps will somewhat kind of break down, especially if let's say you hold a bottle for like 10, 20 years, oxygen's always going to get into this. And so the wax is there for that secondary seal, just in case you want to cellar this beyond any timelines that we recommend you to cellar it.
Right.
So this is a secondary seal that will eliminate any of that oxygen getting into the beer and making it crappy.
Okay.
That's the secondary kind of feel. Any brewery that says that that's the first kind of reason for it is lying to you.
Okay.
It's to make it look good.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So
it looks very good. This gold one is sexy.
yeah, so this wax, a lot of times I've seen people snip off the top, cut off all the wax completely around it. All you need to do is open this cap. The entire point of this bottle is to open this cap, get the beer out of it.
Okay.
So the trick is to slice just underneath. 1, 2, cut that wax out of the way.
And that's
you're-
it.
And you're left with that.
Get the F out of here.
So, as you can see, we now have access to the cap. And so, I mean, obviously you need a knife somewhere around. You can kind of dig through it with
that.
with
I've done
the
before.
bottle
It
opener.
works, but it's
it
a little bit
works,
of a
but
process.
depends on the wax that the brewery uses. And because some of them are softer, some of them are harder. The problem with softer wax is if you were to whack it, it leaves a dent in the
It
top.
looks ugly.
It looks, and especially if they're in transit and they get knocked around a bit, it shows up looking ugly. The harder waxes make it to their destination without losing that appeal. Then once you have access to the bottom, usually. Jesus. Sorry about that.
That's right. Had a couple gushes today.
Well, it doesn't help that it's warm too.
No, it's actually been sitting out here for an hour and a half or whatever.
Yeah. But
So this is the Paradise Lost with Nectarine.
Paradise Lost with
That's all it
nectarine.
takes. It makes so much sense.
I'm like, it's always one of those things that's just everything is so logical. Like, we saw this video last night. I think I showed Tiff. So I had this, like, you get a clove of garlic
Yeah.
and you get the knife and you just ram it in the side and go and pulls out the garlic.
I
clove.
saw that video.
And I was like, really?
Did you try it?
No, yeah.
We did
No,
try
it was
it.
like
I saw it last night.
Have you tried it?
No, because I always see those videos
And
and
you were like, this is bullshit. Like, there's no chance.
it's always like, I can't pull that off.
Honestly, I'm going to make
This
it
is
happen.
going to be the how to take wax off the beer video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we used to, I mean, breweries kind of I've seen and worked for, there's always, you know, different ways. And they're always like, run it under hot water. And then,
I always do that, then it heats up the beer.
yeah, it heats up the beer. Don't do that. I always hated that.
Yeah, same.
Don't do that. Just cut a little slit underneath the cap and
It's so deeply logical.
right?